Yo, what's up my people? Kiwami Games here, back at it with another video. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have none other than the water waifus, MARINCESS. Now this deck is a lot of fun and it's really great. I would recommend this deck actually to anyone who may be new to the game and that's looking forward to play something that's not crazy expensive, but is still on the competitive side of things. So MARINCESS, what are they trying to do? This is somewhat of like a combo deck, so you want to pretty much link climb up to your Bubble Reef or your Aqua Argonaut. And the way you go about doing that is like you'll normal summon one of your MARINCESS monsters, and then you're gonna go into like the blue slug, and then from the blue slug you're gonna go into the sea angel. Then from the sea angel you're gonna go into the coral anemone, and then usually from the coral anemone you're gonna go into your coral triangle. And then this card is going to search you your MARINCESS trap card, and then depending on your hand and what you have on the field, you're either going to make your Bubble Reef or you're going to make your Argonaut. Now what I would recommend is that if you're going to go into the Argonaut, try to make it with the Crystal Heart. And the reason why you want to make it with the Crystal Heart is because if you make it with the Crystal Heart and you have your field spell on the field, then the field spell is going to give it an extra protection. Because here it says monsters you control in the extra monster zone that were link summoned using MARINCESS Crystal Heart as material are unaffected by your opponent's card effect. So that's just going to give your boss monster some extra protection. And then to throw the icing on the cake, we run one Zelantis. Now this card right here has won me so many games on its own, because this card right here, when you special summon it, it can banish all the monsters on the field, and then you can special summon them back onto the field. But what's really great about this deck is that a lot of the link monsters like the coral anemone, they're gonna lock you into water monsters only. So what happens is that when you banish everything with the Zelantis, you won't be able to special summon your opponent's monsters back onto the field, because chances are they're not going to be water monsters. So it's like a board wipe, and then you can bring back all of your monsters and you can like OTK. It can also pop cards on the field and all of that stuff. So it's a really crazy fun card. But enough talking, you know, as always I will go through each card at the end of the video. Let's just jump into some replays. And as always my beautiful people, if you enjoyed the video, then please consider dropping a like, smash the thumbs up button, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. So without further ado, let's jump right into these replays. Alright my beautiful people, welcome to our second replay. And in this replay we are going to go up against Mexican sensation Luis Miguel. Now all of my Latinos, y'all know who Luis Miguel is, man. Luis Miguel, he's that dude that your mom and your grandma listen to on early Sunday mornings when they wake up to clean the house. Alright, and Luis Miguel, he's got Kashtira on fleet. Alright, so he's gonna go into the Shangri-Era, and then since I have him on the maxi, that's all he's gonna write for this turn. Okay, then he's gonna activate the Shangri-Era, getting himself the Fenrir. Alright, and because he activated the Fenrir, I can special summon that sexy goddess. Look at that animation, bro. Okay, then we're gonna kill his Fenrir, so now I can activate my monster effect without worrying about being banished. Okay, so with the Spring Girl, we're going to go into our Blue Slug, activate the Blue Slug, targeting the Spring Girl, adding it back to our hand, special summoning the Seahorse to where the Blue Slug is pointing to, going into our Sea Angel, activate the Sea Angel, getting ourselves a MARINCESS spell card, searching for the MARINCESS Dive, activating the Mandarin, and then the Mandarin has the effect that if you control 2 or more MARINCESS monsters while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one water link monster you control, and then you can special summon it to a zone that that card is pointing to. Alright, and then with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into Anemone. Okay, then Coral Anemone is going to be able to special summon one of our monsters from the graveyard onto the field. So we bring back the Seahorse. Then the Seahorse and the Anemone is going to make our Link 3 Coral Triangle. Okay, then the Coral Triangle has the effect that you can send one water monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then you can add a MARINCESS trap from your deck to your hand. But because I already have a trap, I'm not going to activate that effect. And then the Anemone has the other effect that if this card is sent to from the field to the graveyard, you can target one MARINCESS card in your graveyard except Coral Anemone, and then you can add it to your hand. So we add the Seahorse back to our hand. Alright, and then with these two monsters, we're going to go into the Great Bubble Reef. And then we're going to set Call by the Grave, and we're going to call it our turn. Alright, and then the Bubble Reef has the effect that during each standby phase, you can banish one water monster from your graveyard or face up on the field, and then you can draw one card. Alright, and then it's going to activate its second effect, which is each time that a card is banished, this card gains 600 attack. Okay, so our opponent is going to activate the Pot of Desires. Then he's going to activate the Kashtira Birth. And then I don't know which monster he's going to special summon, but I'm going to finger the Unicorn, because if he special summons the Unicorn, I don't want the Unicorn searching for any of his like spells like Castiriosis or anything like that. And then since I did activate a spell card, that's going to trigger his Birth, banishing 3 cards from my graveyard face down. Okay, then that's also going to trigger the Fenrir, trying to banish my Bubble Reef. But with the MARINCESS wave is going to activate, and then since I control a Link 3 or higher monster, I can activate this card from my hand. So we're going to be able to negate the Fenrir, and then this MARINCESS wave is also going to protect my monsters from card effects. Alright, so we negate, and then now we're also protected from card effects. Alright, then he's going to normal summon the Fenrir, but because I fingered it, he's not going to be able to search for nothing. But he still has the Theosis in his hand, so now he's going to special summon another Fenrir, searching for the Rice Heart. And now with these two monsters, he's going to make another Generaider. Alright, and then now he's going to special summon the Rice Heart. Rice Heart is going to he's going to banish the Theosis, and he's going to banish 3 cards from my deck face down. Alright, and then he's going to add back the Unicorn because the Theosis was banished. And then with these two monsters, he's going to go into the Big Eye. And lucky for us, Luis Miguel only has a Big Eye and not a Big Brain, because he's going to try to steal my Bubble Reef. But he didn't read MARINCESS wave, because MARINCESS wave protects us from card effects, so he cannot steal nothing. So one more time, we're going to banish one of our monsters so that we can draw a card. And then he's going to get a 600 attack. Then he's going to activate the Kashtira, the Generaider, but we have another MARINCESS wave, so we're going to activate it, negating the Generaider. Okay, then I am going to send a monster from my hand to the graveyard so that I can special summon one of my banished monsters. So we bring back Coral Anemone, and then Coral Anemone is going to bring back the Seahorse. Then the Seahorse is going to go into the Sea Angel, and then the Sea Angel is going to search for my field spell. So we get our Battle Ocean on the field. And then with the Bubble Reef, we're going to go into the MARINCESS. Alright, and then our opponent is going to activate the Big Bang. So now I have to banish a whole bunch of cards until I only have one monster on the field. So I banish everything and I keep my Zelantis. Now I activate Zelantis, banishing everything from the field and bringing back only my Zelantis. And since I activated Coral Anemone, so now I am locked into water monsters. So as I mentioned before, that's why I don't need to special summon his Generaider, because Generaider is not a water monster. So now I activate my Battle Ocean. I activate the Spring Girl special effect that she can banish a monster from our graveyard so that we can special summon it. And then with this monster, we're going to go into our Blue Slug. Okay, then the Blue Slug is going to target the Spring Girl, adding it back to our hand. Special summoning our Seahorse. Then with the Seahorse, we're going to make another Coral Anemone. Okay, and then now we're going to normal summon the Spring Girl. Then with the MARINCESS Dive, because I have my field spell, I can now special summon one of my MARINCESS monsters from my deck. So I special summon Pascalis, and then Pascalis has a special effect that when it is normal summon or special summon, you can special summon one of your MARINCESS monsters from your hand. So we special summon our Seahorse. So with these two monsters, we're going to go into the Crystal Heart. Alright, and then with the Crystal Heart and the Coral Anemone, we're going to make our big boss monster, our Aqua Argonaut. Bring that shorty out here, and then that's going to trigger our field spell. So now I can attach 3 MARINCESS Link monster to our Aqua Argonaut, and that's going to give it a damage boost. And then now we have more than enough for lethal. And that's how you handle Kashtira. Luis Miguel, sorry my dude. But my mom loves your concerts, man, for whatever that means, you know. I'll see if I can get her some tickets to go see you, bro. But thank you. See you out there. Alright, my people. Welcome to our first replay. And in this replay, we're going to go up against Swordsoul. And the reason why I wanted to show this replay specifically is because I wanted to show you how resilient the deck can be when we're hit with a couple of interruptions. So here our opponent's gonna normal summon the Moye. We're gonna hit it with the Infinite Impermanence because we don't want him to get level 4 Synchro out onto the field. But he has the Long Yong, so he's gonna activate the Long Yong, get himself another token. And then surprisingly with these 2 tokens, he's gonna go into his Grandmaster and not his level 10 Synchros. Alright, then the Grandmaster is gonna activate. He's gonna be able to search for a card in his deck. And then the Moye is going to be able to draw 1 random card. So he searches this for the Blackout. Alright, then now he's going to set 2 and pass. And then our hand is not the greatest, but we do draw into one of our starters. So we're going to normal summon our Blue Tang. And we're going to send the Seahorse to the graveyard. And the reason why we send the Seahorse is because we're going to be able to add it back to our hand. And then the Seahorse has the special ability that it can special summon itself to where one of your MARINCESS Link monsters is pointing to. So with the Blue Slug, he has an arrow that points down. So we would have been able to special summon the Seahorse. Alright, so we're going to activate the Blue Tang so that we can get our Seahorse back to our hand. But our opponent is going to activate the Call by the Grave. So he's going to target the Seahorse. So we're not going to be able to add nothing. Alright, and then the Blue Tang has the ability that it can kind of look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and if any of them are MARINCESS monster, you're going to be able to add it to your hand. So we're going to add the Battle Ocean, and then we're going to activate the Sleepy Mating by targeting a MARINCESS monster that we control so that it can special summon itself. And then we're going to go into our Coral Anemone. The Coral Anemone is going to be able to bring back one of our MARINCESS monster to our field, but the Grandmaster is going to negate it. So now we can activate MARINCESS Dive, targeting the Blue Tang so that we can special summon it, but our opponent is going to hit us with the Blackout. And then now the Coral Anemone has another ability that when it is destroyed or when it leaves the field, it can target one of our MARINCESS monsters in our graveyard and it can add it to our hand. So we add back the Blue Tang. So it's back to us again. We're going to normal summon our Blue Tang once again. He's going to have the Ash Blossom, so we're not going to be able to send nothing to the graveyard. But because we have the Seahorse in our hand, we're going to make our Blue Slug once again. Alright, and then now the Blue Slug is going to activate. It's going to be able to bring back one of our MARINCESS monsters from our graveyard to our hand. And the Grandmaster is going to negate, so we're not going to be able to add nothing. And then once again, the Blue Tang is going to activate, looking at the 3 cards. If anything is a MARINCESS card, we're going to be able to add it. This time we don't hit anything. So now we special summon the Seahorse. And then with the Seahorse, we're going to go into our Sea Angel. And now the Sea Angel is going to search for one of our MARINCESS spells. So we're going to add a second Battle Ocean just to thin our deck. And then with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into our Coral Anemone once again. And then Coral Anemone is going to revive our Blue Tang, and our opponent is going to get a buff on us. So this pretty much kind of shows just how well the deck can perform even under a couple of interruptions and all of that. So yeah, let's just keep it moving. Alright my people, welcome back to our next replay. And in this replay, we're going to go up against Kashtira. So we're going to normal summon our Spring Girl. You already know what it is. Spring Girl is going to go into the Blue Slug. Blue Slug is going to activate, triggering the Spring Girl, getting it back to our hand. Special summoning the Seahorse, going into our Sea Angel. Sea Angel is going to search for one of our spell cards. Okay, and then since I already have the MARINCESS Dive, so I'm going to search for the Battle Ocean. And with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into the Coral Anemone. Coral Anemone is going to activate, special summoning back one of our monsters from our graveyard. Okay, then with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into our Coral Triangle. Okay, then the coral triangle is going to activate. We're going to discard one of our MARINCESS monsters so that we can search for our trap card. Alright. Okay, then I'm going to activate the Battle Ocean. Activate the MARINCESS die. Special summon in the Pascalist from our deck. Pascalist is going to special summon one of our monsters from our hand. And then with these two monsters, we're going to go into the Crystal Heart. Okay, and then with the Crystal Heart and the Coral Triangle, we're going to go into our big boss monster. And it is such a shame, bro, that this monster does not have a summoning animation. Like, Konami, man, what's going on here, bro? What's going on? But anyway, so we got our tower. He's going to special summon the Fenrir. Fenrir is going to activate, searching for the Rice Heart. Then he's going to activate the Theosis, targeting the Fenrir. But I'm going to hit him with the Ash Blossom, negate that. Get that shit out of here. Alright. Then that's going to trigger the Fenrir. He's going to try to banish my Argonaut, but we are completely unaffected. Okay, then I'm going to activate my MARINCESS Wave. He's going to activate the Forbidden Lance, which is going to target a monster on the field. It's going to lose 800 attack, but it is unaffected by spell or trap cards. But we got our shorty, the Argonaut. So the Argonaut is going to be able to negate his Forbidden Lance. Okay, so we special summon one of our Link monsters that is equipped to our Argonaut. And then we're going to negate that. Okay, then the Rice Heart is going to activate, but he is negated. Alright, and then I guess he thought... oh man, I don't know what he was thinking. I guess he thought he could still swing and try to banish my card, but... anyways, bro, I just wanted to showcase Argonaut, how crazy of a boss monster it is. And it is such a shame that it doesn't have a summoning animation. But let's keep it moving. Alright, my beautiful people. Welcome to our next replay. And in this replay, we're going to go up against Traptrix. Okay, so we're going to normal summon Pascalist. He's going to hit us with the Maxi. Now, the Pascalist has an unavoidable special effect that when it is normal summon or special summon, we can special summon the MARINCESS monsters from our hand. So I don't want to give him a whole bunch of cards, so I just end it here. And then on his standby phase, I'm going to activate my own Maxi. Okay, so he's going to normal summon the Pudica. Pudica is going to get him the field spell. Then with this monster, he's going to go into the Sarah. Alright, then he's going to activate the Parallel at Sea. So our opponent is going to be a Mad Lad. He's going to go and take the Maxi challenge. Alright, and then with these two monsters, he's actually going to go into the Rafflesia, which is pretty smart because the Rafflesia now is going to counter the Nibiru. Okay, then he's going to activate his field spell, which is going to allow him to have one more normal summon. Okay, then he's going to normal summon Dionea. Dionea is going to special summon the Pudica. And then the Pudica, when it is special summon, she can banish one of my monsters. So she's going to banish my Spring Girl. Then that's going to trigger the Sarah. Sarah's going to get him the Holotail. Holotail is going to activate. He's going to discard one of his trap cards so that he can special summon itself. I'm going to activate Maxi. And then he's going to activate the Rafflesia. So like as I mentioned, the Rafflesia is going to counter my Nibiru with the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. Okay, then with these three monsters, he's going to go into the one and only Adipus or Atipus. Alright, then the Atipus is going to activate. He's going to pop my Pascalist. And then with these two monsters, he's now going to go into the one and only Ashes Cold Talker. Alright, then the Ashes Cold Talker is going to trigger the Atipus. I'm going to activate my Infinite Impermanence, targeting the Ashes Cold Talker. That's going to trigger his Sarah. Sarah is going to activate special summoning the Dionea. Dionea was going to be able to get him one of his trap cards from the graveyard. But I'm also going to negate that with the Infinite Impermanence. So in here I dodged the lethal and I dodged him from setting up any further like interruptions. Okay, then he's going to activate the field spell, banishing a card from his field so that he can special summon the Dionea, and then he's going to set one back row. Okay, then the Holotail is going to activate. It's going to banish itself from the graveyard so that he can special summon back the Adipus. Alright, then I am going to Kaiju the Sarah because the Sarah is a really problematic card in Traptrix. You know, they're going to be able to search a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I love Traptrix, so I kind of know his deck pretty well. Okay, so we normal summon our blue tank. The blue tank is going to go into our blue slug. Then we're going to activate the blue slug, targeting our Pascalis, activating the blue tank so that we can chain link block our blue slug. Alright, then we hit a Springer, we hit a wave. So we're going to search for the wave. Then the blue slug is going to add us the Pascalis. Okay, then with this card, we're going to go into our Sea Angel. Okay, then the Sea Angel is going to be able to search us our field spell. But he's going to have the Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, so that's going to negate my sea Angel, so I won't be able to search for anything. Okay, so we special summon our Seahorse, and then we're going to make our Coral Anemone. Okay, then Coral Anemone is going to special summon back the Sea Angel. Okay, then the Mandarin is going to activate. I'm going to activate the Marince's Dive, bring it back to Pascalis. Pascalis is going to activate, special summoning our Seahorse. Okay, then with these three monsters, we're going to go into our Z-Lancer. And y'all already know what's going to happen. Banish everything off of that field. And he knows what's about to happen, so he's seen enough. He's going to call it quits. Sorry, my dude. I love Traptrix as well. Sorry I had to whoop your ass like that. But what we're going to do, let's keep it moving. My beautiful people, welcome to our next replay. And in this replay, I was testing some stuff. As you can see, I have like the Ghost Mourner, but I decided to cut this card. But anyways, we're gonna go up against the Infinitrack, and I kind of wanted to show this duel because this deck, the Infinitrack deck, is actually pretty nutty, bro. Like, I wanted to showcase the deck because, as you can see, I have the Maxi, and our opponent, he is gonna be a Mad Lad, and he's gonna go and play under the Maxi. So the Infinitrack can play through so many disruptions that I just felt like I should demonstrate this duel just so that if anybody might be curious to play Infinitrack, it seems crazy. But anyway, so we're gonna go now into our Coral Anemone. So, you know, the link climbing is almost gonna be always the same thing. So this is why I said like this deck is kind of like new player friendly, because the combos are not really that difficult to understand, as you'll kind of go into the same link monsters just about every duel. Alright, then he's gonna hit me with the Ash Blossom, preventing me to searching for our trap card. Okay, then we're gonna activate the dive, special summoning our Seahorse. Okay, then we're gonna trigger the Mandarin. I don't know why I always want to say Mandarin. The Mandarin. Alright, and then with these two cards, we're going to go into our Bubble Reef. Okay, then we're going to toggle on, and we're going to hit him with the Maxi and the Draw standby phase. Alright, and then I'm going to activate the Bubble Reef, banishing a card so that I can draw a card, and he's going to get a 600 damage boost. And then look at this craziness right here. My man is under Maxi, but he really does not care, bro. Now, I'm not too familiar with this Infinitrack deck, so I can't really commentate too much on it, but I am going to fast forward this a little bit though, because like as I said, he's gonna take the Maxi challenge and he's just gonna go all out, bro. Alright, so we activate our first negate. He's gonna go into the Goliath, and he's gonna go do a whole bunch of shenanigans over here. But it's just crazy. Like this deck, you know, I hit him with the Ash Blossom. He still has more gas. Then I'm gonna activate my Marince's Wave. But my man still has all the gas. Hit him with like almost all of my negates. Alright, but at the end of the day, he ended up quitting just because he's gonna target my Bubble Reef, but because I activated the Marince's Wave, all of my Marince's monsters are unaffected by card effects, so I guess he decides to quit because he had no way to out my cards. But I just felt it was kind of crazy, all of the special summoning that he did, and he played through about 3 or 4 disruptions and he still could have gone. So yeah, that Infinitrack, I don't know if you guys might want to look into it. It seems kind of crazy and fun. Beautiful people, welcome to our next replay. And in this replay, we're gonna go up against the almighty MathMech. Alright, so he's got the Aratama. Aratama is gonna get the Sakitama. He's gonna special summon the Sakitama. And then with these two Tamas, he's gonna go into the Alambertian Primatech Tama. Then that Tama is gonna activate, but I got that infinite impermanence for that Tama. Negate that shit. Alright, now he's gonna go, he's gonna activate Small World. But we got the Ash Blossom, so we're gonna smack him up with some Cherry Blossoms, you know what I mean? But actually, we're not gonna smack him up with nothing because he's gonna give us the finger. I feel bad for the Ash Blossom, bro. Ash Blossom has to be, I don't know how many times that shorty gets the finger, bro. Alright, he's gonna get the Circular. He's gonna special summon the Circular, sending a Sigma to the graveyard. The Sigma is gonna activate, special summoning itself. That's gonna trigger the Circular, getting himself the Super Factorial. And with these two monsters, he's gonna go into the Splash Mage. Okay, then the Splash Mage is gonna bring back the Circular. Okay, and then with the Circular, he's gonna go into the Link Decoder, the brand new card right here. Alright, and then with these two monsters, he's gonna go into the Trash Code Talker. And then the Trash Code is gonna activate, the Link Code is gonna activate, bringing himself back onto the field, and he's going to special summon the Splash Mage. And then with these three monsters, he's gonna go into his Firewall Dragon, Dark Fluid, Neo Tempest, Terahertz. Jesus Christ, bro, that is like the ultimate nerd name. No disrespect, you know what I mean, to anybody, but I'm just saying, like, that name is, it's out there, bro. And he's gonna go into the Heat Soul. Heat Soul is going to burn for 1,000, so he can draw a card, and he's gonna set one card. So I'm pretty sure that that's the Super Factorial. And then he's gonna activate this Heat Soul, and he's gonna activate the Firewall Dragon. And this is why Kurikara, my ladies and gentlemen, do not sleep on this card. This is why in this format, Kurikara is one of the best board breakers right now. Because MathMech is a crazy freaking deck right now, man. It is definitely a top tier deck. But this one card right here is just going to send him to the Shadow Realm. Bye-bye. I just need to showcase my goddess, bro. This is my goddess. I love her. If I could, like, I don't know, reincarnate as a goddess, it would be Kurikara. My beautiful people, welcome to our final replay for today, and we're gonna go up against Generators. Okay, we're gonna go second, so I'm gonna hit him with the Maxi in the standby phase. Make sure you guys have your toggle on. Okay, he's gonna special summon the Lofter, getting himself a Har. Okay, Har is gonna activate. I'm gonna hit him with the Infinite Permanence. Okay, then he's going to activate the Monstrosity, targeting the Har, so he can special summon 2 level 9 monsters. So he special summoned the Mardell. The Mardell would be able to search for his field spell, so going up against Generator, you kind of do want to prevent them from getting their field spell. Okay, then the Har is going to try to negate, but he's already hit with the Infinite Permanence, so he won't be able to activate. Alright, then he's going to bring back the Har. Okay, then the Har is going to activate. It's going to force me to send a monster from my hand to the graveyard, so I toss the Mandarin, because the Mandarin can special summon itself from the hand or graveyard. Okay, then he's going to go into one of his boss monsters, the Levitating. Alright, so now we're going to normal summon our blue tank. He's going to hit me with the Effect Veiler. So I won't be able to send the Seahorse to the graveyard, but it's all good because the Seahorse can special summon herself from the hand. So we're going to go into our Blue Slug. Alright, and the reason why I don't negate the Effect Veiler, if you're wondering, because I did have Call by the Grave. But that's just because I'm saving the Call by the Grave for the Levitin, because the Levitin has to tribute itself to activate, so that's what I'm waiting for. Okay, so we're going to target the Mandarin, and then here he is. He's going to activate the Levitin, tributing itself, sending itself to the graveyard, so now I can finger it. Send that shit to the Shadow Realm. Alright, and that is it. That is it, my people. Let's move on to the deck list. Alright, my people, welcome to the deck list. And as always, if you happen to make it this far into the video, thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate it for sticking out with me. And a special thanks if you happen to smash the thumbs up button. And an even bigger, greater thanks if you happen to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And to everyone that's been rocking with me so far, if I could bake you a cake, I swear I would have baked you a cake a long time ago. Thank you all so much for your support. So without further ado, let's jump right into the deck list. So another great thing about this deck is that the core cards is rather small. So the core cards are 2 Mandarin, then we have 3 Seahorse, 3 Blue Tank, 3 Pascalis, 3 Spring Girl, 1 Sleepy Maiden, 2 MARINCESS Dive, 2 MARINCESS Battle Ocean, and 2 MARINCESS Wave. Now the MARINCESS Wave and the Battle Ocean, sometimes people run it at 1. You can do whatever you want. I run it at 2 just because, especially the Battle Ocean, a lot of times we're always going to search for the MARINCESS Dive, but if we happen to draw into the Battle Ocean, it's never a bad thing. Also, if it does happen to get banished by like a Kashtira card or something like that, it's always great to have 2, so that's why I run 2. But those are pretty much the core cards for the deck. After that, every other card, every other hand trap, you can do whatever you want. So you can run whatever hand trap you feel is most appropriate. So let's just go over the rest of the cards, how I just decide to run the deck. So for the hand traps, I have 1 Effect Veiler. I got 1 Kurikara. You already know, do not sleep on this card, ladies and gentlemen. Do not sleep on my goddess. This right here is one of the best board breakers in the current meta. Do not sleep on this card. Okay, then we have 3 Maxis, 3 Ash Blossoms. Then we have 1 Kaiju, and I run the Gamma Seal because it's a water. So sometimes if we don't need it, you can also send it to the graveyard via the Coral Triangle, searching for your trap card. Alright, then we run 1 Nibiru, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Triple Tactus Talent. Then we have 2 Triple Tactus Thrust, 2 Called by the Grave, and 3 Infinite Permanence. So now this deck, it loses to Maxi, so that's why we have 2 Called by the Grave and we have 3 Ash Blossoms. Another weakness is Nibiru. I really haven't been able to find out like how to prevent Nibiru. It's really difficult to prevent Nibiru, so the best thing you can do is try to set up your hands and your graveyard so that if you do get Nibiru, that you can still play through it. But those are some of the weaknesses to the deck. Now moving on to our extra deck, we have 1 number 4 Stealth Kraken. I didn't make this a whole lot, but it can come in handy because this can help you kind of clear a little bit of boards and stuff like that. Then we have 2 Blue Slugs, 2 Sea Angel. The Sea Angel is going to search you your MARINCESS spell cards. Then we have 2 Coral Anemone. Anemone is going to search you, well, it's going to special summon one of your MARINCESS monsters from your graveyard to the field. And then when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a MARINCESS card to your hand. Then we have 1 Crystal Heart. You want this card in order to make your Argonaut with extra protection. And then we got the Splash Mage. Splash Mage is sort of like an extender. If your combos get interrupted, you can special summon one of your Cyber's monster in defense position, and then you can continue link climbing. Then we have 1 Marble Rock. You can target a MARINCESS card in your graveyard, accept the Marble Rock, and then you can add it to your hand. And then you can only use this effect once per turn. And then when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send 1 MARINCESS monster from your hand to the graveyard. And for that battle, monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. And then also you take no battle damage. So it can kind of help you protect you for a little bit for a turn or 2. And then we got the Coral Triangle. This pretty much is going to search you your MARINCESS Wave by discarding one of your water monsters to the graveyard. Then we got the Bubble Reef. Once per turn during each standby phase, you can banish 1 water monster from your graveyard or face up field. Then you can draw 1 card. And then each time a monster is banished, This card gains 600 attack until the end of that turn. And then you can send one water monster from your hand to the graveyard. Then you can special summon one of your banished MARINCESS monsters. And then we got the Argonaut. It's such a shame this card does not have a summoning animation. Konami needs to jump on that. But this card, while it's in the extra monster zone, your opponent monsters cannot attack any monsters except this one. You can only use each of the following effects of MARINCESS Aqua Argonaut once per turn. You can target one water monster you control and one card your opponent controls, return them to the hand. And then when a spell or trap card is activated, you can special summon one of your MARINCESS monsters that is attached, and then you can negate that spell or trap card. So this right here pretty much can negate Evenly Matched, because I forgot to mention also, Evenly Matched can be quite devastating to this deck. And then we got the homies Atlantis. You know, when he is special summoned, he can banish all the monsters on the field, and then you can re-special summon those monsters back onto the field. However, if you make Koro Anemone before you make him, chances are you are only going to special summon back your own monsters, because chances are your opponent's monsters are not water monsters, so you won't be able to special summon those monsters. And yep, that's pretty much it. As I mentioned, it's a very fun deck, very cool deck. It was not very difficult to learn, so any new player, I feel like it's really new player friendly. You guys can definitely give this a try. But yeah, any questions, comments, or concerns you guys may have, leave it down in the comments. I always reply to you guys, and thank you all so much for sticking out to me. And as always, my beautiful people, continue to have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you all so much. Kiwami Games, peace out.